This is the church I used to come to. It's a part of a town called Kissy. What's up, guys? So I just got back from a 17-day trip to West Africa, to Sierra Leone, where I served my LDS mission. And while I was there, I didn't work. I decided this trip, I'm not gonna work, I'm gonna experience it fully. I'm gonna enjoy the time with my dad, who I took with me. So on the way home, I messaged Ashley, my assistant, and I was like, hey, how much did we bring in? How much revenue did we bring in while I've been gone? Because I would see the Stripe notifications come in. And she sent me a number, and I'll pop the exact amount up when I edit this video, but it was over 70 grand, over $70,000. But that's the least, that number is, it's cool and it's exciting, but it's the least interesting part of this story. Guys, you gotta remember, I went to this country when I was 19 years old, not knowing what I was gonna do, how I was gonna make money, what my future held. I didn't know the country, I didn't know the people. I actually had to Google Sierra Leone when I was told I was going to Sierra Leone. That's how little I knew. To be able to go back 13, 14 years later, pay for my dad to come with me at my insistence. He tried a million times to pay, by the way, but I was like, no, I want you to come. And to be able to go experience that fully, it meant everything. It was like, it meant everything to me. That's all I can say. With that said, I am late for some football games. I'm gonna pick up my son. He's at my house right now. I just got to the gym. We're gonna head down to this little town called Mesquite. He's got some flag football games. I'm gonna go watch those, be with the kids. So stay tuned. I know feet die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gonna be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, they got them. All right, guys, I made it to Mesquite. My boy's warming up. I came to grab the lawn chairs and the water and everything. I thought I'd just continue my thought really quick. Back to Sierra Leone and why this place is so special to me. I've had people ask me, why do you keep going back? What's the deal? What are you making money over there? And the answer is no. And personally, I've been trying to figure this out myself. Why do I keep going back? What's the draw for me? And if I think back to the when I was 19 years old, I went there as the most not confident, unsure of my future, of myself, of everything kid that you could possibly imagine. Terrified, homesick, all of the things that you can possibly imagine. And the only reason I mean, one of the only reasons I was able to even make it the 2 years is because my dad told me, he's like, hey, we love you, but if you come back a day early, don't come to this house because there's no home for you here. That's the kind of tough love my dad gave me. But something happened to me in this country that it took 2 years for me to experience it. So for me to just put it into words is tough. But I became who I wanted to become. I lost all my weight. Honestly, I looked like crap. All my muscle right here was gone. I had this little tiny neck. I looked like my brother joked when we got home. He's like, dude, you look like an orange on a toothpick. I lost my girlfriend that was dating me when I left. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I mean, I had nothing on paper, but I had everything because I knew who I wanted to be. And that gave me a confidence that I can't even describe. I got home 2 years later and I'm sitting with my coach, my old, one of my football coaches, Roy Matthews. And he says to me, he's like, so what are you gonna do? And he's asking what I'm gonna do with my career, with my life. And I said to him, I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. I said, but I know who I'm gonna be. And so it gave me this sense of identity. And by the way, I said that not unsure. I said that very confidently. I know who I'm going to be. And that's all that mattered. And so for me, this is a place that represents where I came to, like, I created an identity that I wanted to keep forever. And so it's really, really a special place for me. I went there when I had nothing. My whole life ahead of me, all the possibilities, all the future. I lost everything. I lost everything that I went there with, which was I had a pretty good physique, had a girlfriend, I guess I didn't have much going there, to be honest, but I lost all those things. But I came out of there with everything, which is my identity. And so this place keeps drawing me back, keeps drawing me back. And I just had this gut feeling a couple weeks ago, about a month ago. I was like, it's time. I need to go back. I need to go and I want to take my dad. And the timing wasn't great. My business was cranking. We had momentum. And I was like, dude, is this the right time? You should just put your foot on the gas. But you never regret the things that you do. It's the things that you don't. And I thought, and I hate to even say this out loud, but heaven forbid something were to happen to me or my dad, and that trip wasn't possible next year, I would forever hate myself. And that's why I went. And that's a lesson in and of itself of, like, the timing's never going to be perfect, so you better freaking just jump. And I've lived my whole life just jumping, even when all the answers aren't there. And it served me very well. So anyway, That is why this country is so special to me. It's why I keep going back. It's why it meant everything to go back with my dad. And I'm going to continue here in a minute. I got to get to these games. But this trip meant everything to me, guys. So it's actually a completely different day. It's been a couple days since I started this vlog. It was supposed to all be done in one day, but reality is that when you have kids, you can't always control it. So what ended up happening is after the football game, my daughter hung out with me all day, and I was like, when I drop her off, then I will finish this vlog. Well, I never dropped her off. She's like, let's go swimming. First of all, we went to Costco, then we went swimming, then she wanted to sleep at my house, and then I had my son all day Sunday. Here we are. So why am I including that? Because that's my life. That's how it goes. And I'm just, the cool part about this business is that you get to build your life, design your life, and the business model goes around it. And this weekend, I chose my kids. So all that to say, let's continue. I want to finish my thoughts on this trip and why it meant everything to me. This time going was, it was so fun. We did some incredible stuff. We got to hang out with some of my favorite people, some friends that I've made over the years. We got to have some just really cool conversations, he and I, which I don't get a chance to do because I seem like I always have kids with me and we can't ever go deep like we did when I was a kid. We got to go and have lunch with the LDS mission President Agbesi and his wife. We went to the diamond mines. We went to the beach. It was the best trip I've ever had to Sierra Leone, and maybe ever. Of course, when my kids are there, that makes it better. But it was an incredible trip, and I want to talk about a specific moment on this trip that kind of brought it full circle. So we're sitting there. We're at this beach called Tokay Beach. It's a Sunday, and I'm on the sunbed, and my dad, who, it's funny because he's a farmer, but he loves the ocean. So I look out, my dad's just in the water, okay, and he's just playing, man. Like, he's literally, the waves are smacking him in the face. He's laying in the water, he's diving in the water, and keep in mind, this is a farmer that has never really traveled that much. I've drugged him out of the country a few times. He's traveled a little bit more since, but hasn't really been around the world. Didn't grow up around water, but he loves the ocean. I found this out. I didn't know this. My mom told me this after I sent her videos. She's like, yeah, your dad loves the ocean. I'm like, I didn't know that. Well, because we never went to the ocean, right? But I'm sitting there on the sunbed, and I'm looking at my dad. The weather's perfect. I can hear all the noise. I can see all the things. I can smell all the things. I'm having money coming in on Stripe. I'm with people that I love, and I'm just watching my dad play like a kid out in the ocean, right? And it was just that moment of like, I did it. I didn't get into this business to necessarily buy stuff. Maybe at some point I thought that stuff was cool. I know I did, but I didn't. That's not what it's been. If I really am honest with myself, that's not what it's always been about. There was a period of time when I got lost in the sauce a bit. But that moment in my favorite place in the world with my dad, knowing that and by the way, I think I might have mentioned this already. He tried to pay for his ticket 1,000 times. I'm like, no, Dad, I wanted to bring you, and I just wanted to be able to take care of the whole thing, the whole trip, right? That was the most rewarding full circle moment and feeling in the entire. Felt so incredible watching your dad, the guy that took care of you, the guy that raised you, that gave you everything, sent you on a mission to this country, and then you get to bring him back, pay for his trip, and spend 17 days. It was incredible. It literally was one of my favorite moments ever. And so that's the whole point I'm trying to share with this video, is this business allows you to design, create the life, picture the life you want, design it on paper, go and create the life, and the business will fit around it. Most other businesses, you do the business and then whatever's left over, that's your lifestyle. And some of them end up being okay. Some of them end up being not okay. With this, it's like, I got into this and I was like, I want to spend as much time as possible in Africa. And I want to do it with people that I love. That's it. Yes, there's other things I want to do, but that's my main thing. And this trip was the epitome of that. I got to jump on a call with my assistant Francesca, and then we'll continue this probably on the way to the gym.
Eddie pa, they try for way and crepe. Hey, no suka.
All right, I'm back. And this has turned from a daily vlog to a weekly vlog. It has been an insane week. Without going into detail, I want to finish my thoughts and share this with you guys is that, you know, what was crazy is on the way home from this trip, of course, the whole time I'm seeing like Stripe notifications come in, right? Some of them are, I think there was like a $17,000 one or something. I was like, okay. I knew that we're making money, but I wasn't even thinking about like counting it up or anything like that. I was not going to work on this trip. So I messaged Francesca and I was just like, hey, Ashley, can you just let me know, you know, what the total was from these dates? And when I landed in Chicago, I got the text message. I'll try to put it on the screen. When I edit this video. But she said from this date to this date, I think it was like March 3rd to March 17th or something like that. It was $72,000, whatever. It was $72,000. Didn't work. Didn't lift a finger. I did make some videos. I did do some stories because those are non-negotiables for me. Daily, it's like brushing my teeth at this point. And the irony, guys, this is what I want to say. The irony is that it didn't do that much to me. I remember when I launched my program, I remember how many people joined and how much money we made. That was like hype. Like I was in my car and I was listening to Eminem and I was like, things are going to be different. That's not how this was. And I don't tell you that 72K to like try to be cool or try to flex. There's people that make a lot more money per day than that. But standing there in the airport and just thinking about that moment of my dad playing in the ocean and thinking about these streets of Sierra Leone, Freetown, Sierra Leone, that I walked as a 19-year-old kid. Thinking about the man that I became in this country that I care so much about. The 72K, it was just proof that this machine that I have created worked. That's all it was. And I don't know if you guys have ever experienced something where you had a vision for something and it seems crazy, but deep down you're like, I think it's possible. And then you pull it off. It's the most satisfying feeling in the entire world. It's that one of those exhausted but satisfying moments. So yeah, this trip meant everything to me. It was a what's the word that we would say? It was that's the word. God, I thought of it. It was a microcosm of the entire picture of what I've been trying to build for 10 years, which is I want to create this life where I can create a lifestyle that allows me to do what I love with the people that I love and make an insane amount of money at the same time without doing any work and completely separate my time from my dollars. And yeah, I've been living it for a while, but this trip just kind of embodied the entire thing. And I was like, if I can there's this part in Shoe Dog in Phil Knight's book when he talks about when he realized that what he wanted to do was he wanted to play. He wanted to make his life about that competition and the sports and everything. This moment for me was just a reminder of the fact that this is what I want forever. And I've been able to achieve it through digital real estate, through this business model. And guys, your dreams aren't going to be the same as mine. I'm sure there's no one on here that's like, I want to go to Africa and be out in the dirt and jungle and all this stuff where there's no electricity and cell phone service and you have to shower out of a bucket. I realize I have a weird dream and whatever, but it's my dream. And I've been able to achieve it through this.